Infantile, violent, and pornographic. Milwaukee police arrested their lead singer, Wendy Williams, after a January concert. That triggered a fight amongst Wendy, her manager, and a number of Milwaukee police officers. Whether the Plasmatics are a musical act or a freak of nature is not open to question tonight. What is a fact is that a large segment of our population and growing numbers of journalists across this country consider the Plasmatics America's newest form of entertainment. Here to sing "A Pig is a Pig" are the Plasmatics and Wendy Williams.
Now this is a special kind of song. It's dedicated to a special kind of person who's hiding under rocks and in closets, wherever you go. Hiding behind the guise of respectability. The cowardly journalist who hides behind his typewriter, exploiting people who can't fight back. The assassin who strikes people by surprise. The sicky sadist who hides behind his police badge to commit crimes of violence against other people. Whatever role they're playing, these creeps are always the same. Because a pig is a pig, and that's that. You see so true. You say your lies are so lame. Your stupid ideas are the same. A pig is a pig, and that's that. You know who you are. Your proposal is so just a product. You know who you are. I'm forgetting what you do, because everyone else is. You want to be a pig, and that's that. Do everything and love it. Not the good way you go. No, you can't go.
I'm thinking about the guy who was on the television set who's probably thinking, I wonder how they like the show. That bad, huh? Wow.
It's just a cultural symbol, Tom.
I understand.
Just a cultural symbol.
Now, you know, we had Iggy Pop here some weeks ago. Yeah. And I asked him what I'll ask you. There are many people who are really scared by what you do. Why shouldn't they be scared by this? This looks really scary.
Well, people are scared. I mean, like the people in Milwaukee, they were scared. I mean, the Spy Squad was very scared of what we were doing. They were scared of what I was doing because they'd read an article in the newspaper saying that we were breaking these cultural symbols, we were breaking certain taboos, and that I was stepping over the line of what it was expected for how a woman to act, you know, other than being barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And they had compared me in this newspaper article to early Mick Jagger, early Jim Morrison, early Elvis Presley, saying that I wasn't afraid to express myself. And this terrified the Vice Squad. This because these men in their impotency or whatever, I mean, you know, striking out against a woman, striking out against me, they took me and arrested me on a stupid charge.
Let me say that I think we have some slides up of what happened in Milwaukee. Are those up there, Jimmy? Or can we pop them up? Wait a second. Weren't you arrested because in the, here's a picture right here. What's happening here? You're going to the paddy wagon?
Right, I was going along peacefully, and I was intellectually outraged at what was happening, and they'd taken me away from the group, and they were so afraid, this was so threatening to their lifestyle, what we were doing, that they'd surrounded the area with like 30 other policemen, and 6 of them were escorting me into this paddy wagon. This is why I'm still wearing this black eye.
This is not makeup here?
This is makeup here, because I've healed my, you know, I've healed the, they did occur, they beat me so severely. As I was stepping into this wagon, right, there's, they assaulted me sexually and grabbing my chest, fondling my rear end. When I defended myself, this gave them the excuse to throw me to the ground, where 5 of them held me down, while 6 other of them beat me till I was unconscious, coming to conscious, no, going out of it, kicking me till I had to have 7 stitches in my head, till my nose was broken, and just repeatedly till I thought I would never stand up again, till I thought I was dead in Milwaukee. And they did all of this to me, and threw me, they handcuffed me hog style and threw me into the back of the paddy wagon, and everyone who came to my screams, they took and they threw down our bass player, John Beauvoir. He's black, and they threw him down and they said, "Shut up, nigger, or we'll kill you."
Have you got any kind
he didn't do anything.
What kind of action, if any, do you have pending then against the police department in Milwaukee for that? Are you seeking redress of grievances there? Because if what you allege happened, then you certainly have some legal recourse to
yes,
that.
we have they tried to keep the fans away. They tried to keep everyone away, but we do, if, you know, we're brought up all of our life to believe we're living in the freest country in the world. And in over 200 shows, in over 2.5 years, we've performed virtually the same act all over the world. In Rome, in Italy, in France, in the Scandinavian countries, and all over the United States, and never has there been an incident like this. You know, and some of these countries aren't even supposed to be as free
I'll try it
as the
again.
United States.
Don't you have some legal redress against the police department?
We are.
Okay.
March 10th, we're going to court, and we're bringing this up. This is a brutality issue. This is a First Amendment issue. This is a civil rights issue, and this is very definitely women's rights.
All right. Now, wasn't one of the reasons, from the accounts I've read in the papers, wasn't one of the reasons the police became exercised the fact that you partially disrobed during the act or something in violation of an ordinance there in Milwaukee County?
I'm not sure what the ordinances were. Like, we were not informed of anything special about Milwaukee. We didn't do anything different than we've ever done in shows anywhere else. There was nobody in the place that wasn't there of their own free will. They hadn't, you know, they'd taken money out of their pocket. They were there because they wanted to be there. And in our First Amendment rights, we're supposed to be able to have the freedom to express ourselves.
Is what you're doing in your mind really for the music, or is there a little bit of maybe hype involved here? Or do you really believe in everything that you do back there?
With the Plasmatics, the music has always come first and will always come first. This is the way we are. I mean, rock and roll has always been an attitude and will always be an attitude. And what we are doing, you know, like, basically, theoretically, I am an anarchist, you know, like where I believe in total freedom for the individual. But I don't mean that liberty is something that gives somebody the right to hurt other people.
No, my right to extend my fist stops just short of your nose, doesn't it?
That's right.
Okay, now can I ask you one other thing? Do we get the shaving cream in the act tonight?
You sure do.
Oh, are you going to... What kind do you use?
Boy howdy.
Okay.
Boy howdy.
Have you tried this new Total Comfort shave that men use now? With the kind of you could cut your nose off and you never feel anything. You ought to try that. It's fantastic. The Plasmatics and Wendy will be back on our show a little bit later on. What's the name of the next number? Butcher Baby. We look forward to that. We'll be right back from Los Angeles.